What's up, everybody? All right, VYSathletics.com. I'm going to give you two options. Option one, I want you to pause the show and go to that website, shop around, maybe buy some things, come back and listen to the remainder of the show. Your second option, listen to the show and then go to that website after. Either way, go shop around, check it out, see what the brand's about. Welcome to the Say It Out Loud Sports Podcast. I am your host, Patrick Graham, and I'm excited for this episode. Before we get to the guest, I do want to let you know a couple things coming up. Next week, we're going to start our fantasy football series. We'll start with the quarterbacks, and then each week we'll cover each position. It's going to span 4 episodes, and by breaking it up, it gives us the opportunity to cover some other sports. Baseball's back. Basketball's starting Friday. We've all seen baseball's been a disaster so far, so it'll give us opportunity to cover those while also talking fantasy. Who knows if football starts? That's a whole other topic. So we'll get to those then. So look forward to those episodes. Another thing, allaspectsports.com. So I've signed up to be a MMA contributor to that website. I published 2 blogs so far, and we're going to do a podcast once a month through them. It should be fun just to mess around, give our picks, and so follow that. Go over there, check out that website. The official launch date is August 1st, so this Saturday. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Podbean. Podbean is a podcast host, and they give me the option to do live shows. So our episodes are going to come out once a week, Wednesdays only, and then we're going to start doing live shows on Podbean. We're going to try to get creative there. We're going to announce some baseball games, do our fantasy football draft on there so we don't dedicate a whole episode because people don't want to hear us draft our guys. So go over there, subscribe to us. You'll get a notification when we go live, and then you can join in, call in, and do whatever. So with that said, let's get into the guest. He is the founder, CEO of VYS Athletics. What's going on, Josiah?
Hey, what's going on? So first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on this. Super excited, super blessed to be part of this. This is actually my first podcast ever. And, I'm ready just to have some fun with it.
Yeah, that was my first question. So I know, first-time podcast.
Yep.
First-time podcast guest here.
Yes.
Is this your first podcast ever?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So you're nervous a little bit? It's kind of weird.
A little bit. I did the whole YouTube channel thing. What is VYS Athletics? And I kind of had to let it be organic as well. The wife had to ask me a series of questions because at first I was just like, I don't know what to say, So, yeah. But no, I'm extremely excited. I always listen to podcasts, and I was always like, man, one day I'm gonna be a part of one, So.
Yeah, same here. I spent years talking about it, and then I finally just got behind the mic, and it was nervous the first couple episodes. I still get the nerves now, not as much, but they're still there. So I put together a couple icebreaker questions for you.
All right.
So we can get talking. So personal training is the thing you do, and I'm sure we'll get into that. Yep. So what's your cheat day meal?
Oh, man, cheat day meal. So I love pizza. I love donuts, man. I love IHOP, man. I can go on. I love burgers, but my ultimate cheat day meal would have to be burgers, a bacon burger with onion rings on the side, like double patty, extra bacon, and like maybe 10 or 12 onion rings, just lathered in barbecue sauce.
So I look at do you follow The Rock?
Yes.
Do you see his cheat days?
Oh yeah.
It's 75 rolls of sushi. A lot of the times, I'm like, that is insane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, his is pretty much clean. But when I go all in, it's all in. Like I don't hold back. Yeah. Usually when I have my cheat day, I'm like, just don't talk to me. Give me about good 30, 45 minutes to chow this down.
Take a nap. Take a nap after.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, next one. Least favorite exercise. I mean, I know you love working out, but there's got to be one that you're like,
calves. I don't enjoy calves because you can't go heavy on it. I mean, you can, but it's such a small muscle group that you got to be careful.
Right.
But I don't enjoy calves. So, because I don't know. There's just something about it. You're just like, okay, I got to do calves. I mean, in order to make the leg proportion, you have to have good calves. But that to me is just the least favorite.
All right. Favorite sports movie?
Oh, favorite sports movie? You know what? Warrior. I love Warrior, man.
That's the fighting one, right?
Yeah, the fighting one with Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the actor that played Bane.
Tom Hardy.
Yep, Tom Hardy. Man, Warrior is by far probably my favorite sports movie.
Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch out. People say Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Yep.
That's good.
I think as soon as you start naming them, they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. It starts coming back. But for sure, Warrior, I can watch that all day.
Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Henry Rowan Gardner.
You know, exactly.
Is it funky butt loving when he smacks him, breaks his arm? My wife thought that was a true story.
Oh, wow.
It was a great moment. All right, favorite I think I know the answer to this, but favorite athlete ever.
Oh, my goodness. Favorite athlete
Maybe
ever. I got to go with rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, Muhammad Ali. I mean, Michael Jordan. But I'm a big follower. I'm young, too, so Kobe Bryant really stuck to me. You know, just outside of the game, you know, he inspired me big time.
Right.
So,
and we'll get to Kobe in a little bit. I thought that was it. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought that was it.
For
So,
sure.
all right, so let's get into the brand. So what does VYS stand for, and what is the message you're looking to deliver?
Yeah, definitely.
as a brand?
So VYS stands for Visualize Your Success, and ultimately it's just to have the end goal in mind. So whatever you want to do, whatever your passion is in life, just pursue it. You know, a lot of people, they don't have a lot of goals in life, and for Visualize Your Success just to come, you know, out running and hitting the ground hard, I want people to know that whatever they want to pursue, they can pursue it. Whether it's in training, whether it's in just, you know, whatever your avenue may be, you know, a podcast, you know, for example, you know, pursue it. We only get one life. And a lot of people come to me, they're like, yo, how do you, you know, get to certain types of, you know, how do you get bigger biceps, or how do you get a six pack, or why do you work out, you know, or I want to lose 100 pounds. And ultimately my answer is, okay, well, what is your end goal? You know, okay, yeah, you want to get bigger arms, but why? You know, okay, do you want to have a, you know, healthy lifestyle, or do you just want to, you know, look good on the beach or whatever? So yeah, visualize your success ultimately means just, you know, having the end goal in mind.
So that's something. So this is why I love this interview, because like the end goal is something. How do you end on the end goal? How do you just decide where the end is? Like if you're, for example, me, like the podcast, my goal is to have fun, which I'm going to do. I've probably already exceeded that because I have fun every time.
Right.
So, like, is it like I don't care about the money, even though it's nice.
Yeah.
But
sure.
how do you decide on what should be your goal? And obviously, you can adjust those goals as you meet them.
Yeah.
Right?
No, for sure. No, that's a good question. I really haven't like spent time on that. I feel like the end goal is where you're at a point to where you're like, you've done everything. You've accomplished everything. You've checked the box. You know, you're at a point where you can be like, I made the money. I had my fun. I got the message around, or, you know, whatever the case may be, as far as, you know, building your body. But the end goal is when you're like, okay, I think I've had enough.
Right.
You know, or I'm very happy. So I think it's time to start settling down or doing something else. Or if you're not happy with where you're at, you kind of hit like a plateau, you know, you can always just, okay, take what you learned and create it into something different. So, I mean, the end goal is very broad. You know, what is the end goal? But again, it just depends on what you're trying to do and what you want to accomplish. And ultimately, it's the journey. So when you do hit that, you know, quote unquote end goal, you know, you're visualizing what you want to be and who you want to be and the things you want to have in life. That's what helps make you, I want to say, have more joy when you do have the end goal. So, you know, you're doing this podcast, you're having fun with it, and every week you're coming out with amazing content, and then you want to take it a step further. And then next thing you know, you want to travel and do podcasts, you know? So it's just like, where can I take Say It Out Loud Sports? How far can this business grow? You know, who else can I have on here? I want to have The Rock. You know, that's my end goal. So I'm going to keep pursuing it until I have The Rock. Okay, you know, next week you have The Rock on show. Okay, then now what? Right. Then you start pursuing different avenues. So
I like how you brought up the pivot. You can pivot at any time. So if you get bored, if you plateau, you can choose to take what you learned and do something else. Or if you can always change your goals and pivot. I like that. The pivoting is really important because if you get stagnant or whatever, then you're not growing. And
for sure, yeah,
that's good. So with your visualize your success, do you have any like quotes, like people you looked up, maybe quotes growing up that you saw and, you know, that sticks with you? There's tons of I spent a couple hours today looking up inspirational quotes and like trying to see certain things. But is there any like quote that stands out to you that you can remember? Or
oh man, I feel there's tons of quotes and I don't have one memorized, but like I think for me, what stuck out was Bruce Lee when he had his interview. and he mentioned to be like water, like form into anything, so wherever water goes, it forms into that. So you're pretty much adapting into that environment. So I love Bruce Lee a lot. He has a lot of amazing quotes.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of one of them, but I know that if I go back home, I'm like, man, yeah, that one right there stuck out. I mean, there's quotes for days. I mean, Kobe has one. Nipsey Hussle has a lot. I think for me, what really stuck out was Bruce Lee's interview when he talked about being like water.
Yeah, there's tons of them. Like I said, I looked them up today, and I was reading through them, and you get all pumped up.
Yeah, you do.
It's almost like that's what you should wake up, read the Bible, read your quotes, and then start your day.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it gets the day going. Yeah, you get pumped, and you're like, I can tackle anything. Shoot, I mean, I can, whatever you want to do. Clean a whole house, go clean the backyard. Whatever.
Yeah. There was tons. Like the one I saw today, this is there's so many cliche quotes, and people are like, oh, you're being cliche, but like everybody has one that'll speak to them or sticks out to them. Like one I saw today, I don't even know who wrote it. It said, life is 10% what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it.
Oh yeah.
And that stuck with me because growing up, and even until a couple of years ago, I was even now I still have struggled with it, is very reactive. Mm-hmm. I don't really think things through a lot. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to get better at it, but like something will happen, I just react, probably negatively, and it's cost me. I say things that probably shouldn't, but live and learn. So
exactly,
it's crazy. So that stuck with me, and then obviously, like I said, I'm probably going to get up every day and read a couple because you get pumped up. I was pumped up in my room for no reason earlier. Let's go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I watch motivational videos every morning. I do my cardio, and I watch 30 to 45 minutes of motivational videos, and I just sit there on the hamster wheel, just watching Eric Thomas or watching some compilation of motivational videos that people put together, and it gets me pumped and ready for the day, honestly. And not even just to be like, oh, I'm hyped, but to be like, you know what, I'm motivated. I'm ready just to tackle my goals, or I'm ready just to tackle the day. It kind of puts me in a better mindset.
Right.
So yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Speaking of mindset and going back to Kobe, the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
So he had the 5 pillars that he leaned on: be passionate, obsessive, relentless, resilient, and fearless. That's kind of what I gathered today. But some of them, I mean, I can't knock them, but like obsessive seems over the top. But that's the type of killer he was. He always had that killer instinct. Do you carry any of those? Like obviously passion. That's you're passionate about your brand,
for sure,
with your personal training and spreading positivity. We all love Kobe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's not one person I can say like, oh, I don't like him.
Right.
Well,
I mean, there can be
in certain situations, but as far as this mental attitude, that like perseverance and all that, it's awesome. So, speaking into reality, like another mindset, Conor McGregor, same thing. Like he, there's a lot of negative things he's done outside the octagon, but his way of talking things into reality, that's kind of, he's spoken into reality. People don't believe it, but if you speak it enough and you put the effort in, and take massive action to achieving that. I mean, look what he's done in the sport.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he had that interview in his room where he was like, "I'm going to be the best in the world," and he was like,
10 years ago,
right? And then look at him now. I mean, he's an amazing fighter. Yeah, he's made some mistakes, but he's accomplished a lot.
All right. So how did VYS start? Like, was it always something you had in mind, like growing up, or was it something that, with social media exploding, I know that's a way of advertising and things like that, getting your name out there. Was it kind of an aha moment, or was it a plan all along?
No, it was kind of like a plan, honestly. It was one of those things where I saw social media like starting to grow and competing. I was always like, oh man, I gotta hop on the next brand, or I'm trying to get sponsored. And I was constantly reaching out to these companies. Hey, sponsor me. I look good, yada, yada, yada. And I was just sitting around like, I could do this. I can be my own brand. I can make my own apparel. And so this started about 5 years ago, honestly. And it just kept sitting with me. And I just finally pulled the trigger last year. And so, I mean, I went through my phone and I just started pulling out all these ideas that I had, and then started just kind of massaging them a little bit, like, okay, well, what can it be? And from there, that's when I was like, I'm going to go ahead and make the move. And not having $10,000 in my pocket or $100,000, I was like, shoot, we're going to make this thing happen off of $300, and made it happen.
Yeah, that kind of the same thing. Like I sat there forever.
Yeah,
like with the idea, listening to the sports people, all the podcasts, and doing doing what we do on a Friday night, sit around and talk about sports and argue and act crazy.
Right.
And I was like, And then it took me to the quarantine, and then I was like, I was bored almost, and then I started it, and now I love it.
Now look at you. There you go.
But so what was like? Did you have any? So you fought with that for years. What was like the first thing you did? So once you decided you were going, what was like the first? Were you going to build a website? Were you going to start social media? Start slow?
You talking about when I first, like last year when I started it?
Yeah, because you started the whole thing last year, right?
Yeah.
But it's been in your mind for 5, 6 years. You said, okay.
So when I first started it, I mean, we knew like, okay, immediately we need to get some parallel. Or how are we gonna get VYS out there? So we knew that a website was needed. So, but we first started off with shirts, and so I mean, I just had like a good game plan. I was like, started just mapping out all these crazy ideas in my head, and the wife was like, "You need to slow down."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She's like, it's gonna be expensive, and I was like, "Look, what's that phrase? It was scare money, don't make money."
Also, that invest in yourself.
Invest
like all that
exactly.
stuff,
I was like, it's all about value. I was like, let's do something that can be, that can help spread a message to the world, as well as get ourselves out there. So we started off with shirts, and then we eventually got the website launched, and then from there just started progressing into something big.
So at the time, were you already because you're personal trainer now, right? Also,
yeah. So I was kind of a personal trainer back then too. Not big like I am now. I was just kind of just providing like, okay, this is what you should do, or I was giving people links to like exercises.
Okay, so
I wasn't really like personal training like I am now. So I was just kind of like, I don't want to say mentoring people, but somebody would come and ask me, hey, how do you do this one exercise, or how do you get a bigger back? And then I was just like, okay, this is how you do it. And then that would be the end of it. So, I mean, I wrote programs for people and exercises, but it wasn't like how it is today.
So that was kind of go along. You were you were going through the sponsorships, trying to get sponsored yourself, and then you decided to launch the brand, and then you're like, why don't I personal train too, kind of thing?
Yeah, so I think it kind of originated, it all kind of meshed together because I was personal training and then I started the brand. So it kind of was going hand in hand. I had clients and also friends I was training.
Yeah.
So then once the brand started, I was like, yo, I got some shirts coming out. Hey, by the way, I got some weightlifting straps coming out. Oh, I'm going to do some hats too.
Yeah.
So then from there, the message just kind of got around. And then once the designs came out, I started showing my clients like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then I was like, okay, from now on, it's going to be VYS Athletics, not just Josiah Givens.
Right.
They're like, what is VYS? Visualize your success. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And then that's when it just started. The conversation was sparked, and then from there, it just happened. So I want to thank personal training because it kind of really helped uplifted VYS, because ultimately that's what I want it to be. I want to provide a service to people.
Right.
So instead of just apparel, I want to be able to like, okay, well, he just sells shirts. No, I actually, want to be able to change somebody's life, through wellness.
Right.
So, but yeah, I like it, and it all blends together pretty much.
All right. So you do, with your service, you do meal plans, the whole bit? Or is that that's the next step?
Yeah, I want to say it's the next step, but meal plans is hard, man. You have to be a certified nutritionist.
Because there's all the different body types and all that, right?
Yeah, and if somebody has an allergy, or if you give somebody the wrong thing and they're not satisfied, they could, sue you.
Yeah.
Or, there's just so much that can happen. So you got to go to school for that.
Yeah.
But, right now what I do is just kind of give people my recommendations on what they should eat. And so far it's been working, honestly. Yeah. My clients, a lot of people in the past saw a significant difference because of everything that I provided to them. And I would love to meal prep, but then it's expensive, like really expensive.
So building the brand. So you decide you're going to do it. And then obviously the wife tells you the same thing. I get the same thing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
spending money. You're not making any money. I'm losing money.
Yep, exactly.
Building the brand. So you're going into it, your expectations versus reality. Mm-hmm. Like, can you think of anything off the top that you expected? So I'll go for like I had very low expectations coming to this. It was more of a fun experiment.
Yeah.
And because I waited so long, I really didn't put any expectations on myself, and I still really don't. Like, maybe I got to take your thing and like, what's my goal? Like, I don't really have an end goal. And that's why I was so excited. Like I said, I'm excited for this conversation to talk about that. So my only real expectation was solid, slow growth and improvement.
Yeah.
But I don't have an end goal.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting you say that because I'm just kind of flying and
Yeah.
experimenting, testing what works, what doesn't, and that's pretty much it. So, for your brand, did you have anything crazy different?
No, I actually had high hopes. I was very optimistic. I was like, okay, it's gonna launch and it's gonna be great. It's slow, yeah. I mean, I put a lot of money into it, but that's what you got to do. I mean, it's harder now because everybody's doing it. I mean, Joe Blow around the corner can sell some shirts, and for me to try to keep it clean and not sell shirts that say anything outlandish on it, it's hard.
Yeah.
Like VYS, visualize your success. I don't want that motivational stuff. Whatever. Give me something that says "F you" on it, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying, like no pain, no gain type stuff. And so I didn't have any I was like, okay, there's no setback. So for me, it was just let's go all in. And but I know I don't want to just sell shirts. Like I want to do actual
Message.
Yeah, a message, but I want to do lifting straps. I want to do weight belts. I want to provide somebody and people gym wear that they can use. So I don't want to just here's some shirts. I want to eventually do joggers, and we got shorts coming. We got spandex for the ladies, top and bottom. So we're super excited. The brand is growing. We have a lot of great ideas. I just think for any business, it depends on how much energy you put into it, and what is the next move? Because anybody can be like, all right, I did it. Let me wait 6 months and then go back at it again. And then, saying?
100%. Like I took a couple of days off and then I'm like getting back into it. It seems weird.
Yeah.
But I could tell you could take it. Some days you don't want to do it and you're like, I got to continuously at least put a couple posts up. For in my case, I got to put a couple posts up.
Yeah.
And that's all. That seems nothing. That's like a minute.
Oh, right. No,
but it's just you could easily get lost in the journey of it and then kind of lose motivation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially in your case.
Oh yeah, especially exactly. I mean,
working out
with social media, it's hard. I mean, because you look at the next man and you're like, gosh, man, he's got almost 1 million followers, or man, he's got 500,000, or he's driving a Lamborghini, or he's you know what I'm saying. So you get lost in that. You're like, what am I doing, man? I'm over here in Ridgecrest. Like, I need to move to the city and then pursue this. But you just really got to stick to your goal. Really stick to your script and and then go back to why you did it. And that's for me, that's what helps keep me pushing and keeps going.
What was your biggest struggle in the whole? I know we talked about some stuff, so it could be multiple, but I mean, other things we've already covered, but the biggest struggle from the beginning.
I want to say just time, man, balancing time, family, work, just not going all in. So, I mean, I could have easily pulled out, $20,000 loan and just hit the ground running hard, but you just got to, I just trust in God. I had to put my faith in God, honestly. And that was probably the hardest thing because every paycheck we were at least putting $200, $300, $400 aside just for the brand. And on top of having a new baby, he's a year old, and that's around the same time I started the business. So it was like, okay, what am I doing, Josiah? But that was probably the biggest thing for me. Yeah,
for me, time management was number one because when we first started, I was doing 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
Constantly on my phone, and then I was like, got to step back and be like, all right. I mean, I wasn't overboard or anything, but same, you're still taken away. And then working a second job just to pay. I mean, my stuff's not as expensive, but I'm working a second job just to pay for this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's more time as a result of this.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's going to be worth it at the end.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It always is.
All right. Future goals. What's this kind of makes ties into everything else, but I don't want you to give away any ideas that you got, but what's your end? Well, you already talked about your end goal, but do you know what I'm saying?
So
to stay focused.
Yeah, I mean, future goals right now, I really just want to keep I want to keep the brand alive. I want to keep the movement alive. So personal training, I'm trying to keep that alive as well. So I'm constantly trying to buy new equipment. With this pandemic happening, of course. So, I mean, I'm trying to really use that to my advantage. But for the brand, I mean, I just keep it alive. Keep it alive pretty much. Just try to give the people what they want. So I really want to try to give back as well as be a good CEO to people. I want to be able to have people reach out to me as a CEO and be like, hey, I have a question, or hey, this sucked. Okay, cool. How can we fix it?
Yeah, trial and error.
Right, exactly.
Try
Instead
new
of
things.
like, I don't want to be somebody who started a business, was successful, then now you can't get a hold of me, or go talk to my assistant type deal. No. And so I mean, if my ultimate dream would be to like own like a business in like, I don't know, Southern California or something, or I mean, Arizona, I don't know, somewhere where I can be successful and have like kind of like a headquarters and my gym, pretty much everything wrapped in one building. So I can, have the apparel line going as well as have like a mini gym with a couple employees.
There you go, a gym.
So
that's one of your end goals. He gave away a secret already. I got him live.
There we go. Yeah, I would love to open up a gym. Yeah, so you have no idea. It's expensive, but that's one of the goals, and also supplements too. So I want to get into supplements. I want to start branching out into that area and helping people out with that too.
Speaking of supplements, do you have any sponsors you want to give a shout out to? I know you got a couple, huh?
Okay, so Wicked Naturals. Yeah, Wicked Naturals. They're awesome, man. They really show your boy some love. I love what they provide, and they're awesome as a business. So Wicked Naturals, huge shout out. Thank you again for having me part of the team.
All right, let the people know, all the listeners still listening, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Josiah.Givens, as well as VYS Athletics. You can also go on YouTube, find me on at Josiah Givens as well. And you can search for VYS Athletics. You can find me on YouTube as well as Twitter.
All right. Give my man a follow. Check him out. He just gave you the links. Thanks for joining us. Hey. But let's get into some sports. Let's
do it. Let's do it.
So what sports obviously there's no sports really right now. What sports do you normally watch?
So what I normally, I don't have, this is embarrassing, but I don't have cable.
I don't either.
Okay, so we're on the same page.
Yeah, I got ESPN app, and that's...
Yeah. So I try to catch the highlights. When everything was popping, I was watching, I was following the highlights. Pretty much everything. Anything that catches my eye. I love basketball. Yeah. I was trying to catch, I think, a May game. I was like, we're going to go to a game in May. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was against the Mavericks, but... we were gonna go, and the tickets we were gonna get, I think it was like $2,000. I was like,
they're crazy.
Oh yeah, they were crowds, but I was willing to spend it. I was like, this is gonna be our first experience LA game. We're gonna go in May, and then everything happened. So
yeah.
But I watch MMA. I mean, there's some sports I can't get with, but majority of it it's just basketball and MMA, and then of course NFL. I mean, I don't have a team. I like the Seahawks because I'm from Seattle. Oh. Yeah.
Cut.
I like the Seahawks. I gotta show my town some love, but I don't really follow fantasy. I don't follow baseball, but I just like to see a good game, honestly. But the only sports I can't really rock with is like NASCAR and golf and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah, if you're watching them on TV, they're not. I do want to go to a Masters. The live events are probably better. Like every live event I've been to,
it just seems hot. You just stand there, and you just watch a ball go up in the air, and it disappears, and it comes down. And it's like, okay, now what? Like,
I guess it got to be tight. I mean,
I don't know.
I get your point,
but
I guess I got to be on the grandstand. Maybe if you, I usually bet, obviously, I would gamble. So if I got a guy in the end on Sunday, I'd go on a Sunday, and I'd be like on hole maybe 18, 17, and be following them around, and be like. You better finish the job.
You better finish it. Hey, I got money on you.
But another one, Kentucky Derby. I got to go to the horse. That when they get to dress up and wear a cool hat, or the girl wears the hat and the thing, you're just in a suit.
Yeah,
hanging out with Tom Brady and Wes Welker throwing dollars.
Yeah, there you go. I guess that can be kind of cool. I mean, you've seen the horses come by flying and the ground's all shaking because of the momentum. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. So.
Have you been to a UFC?
I've not, man.
Dude, it's wild.
Man, I bet. I always watch the stories on Instagram, and it just seems wild. So, I mean, I would have to control myself because you go to the bars, right? And then you're watching UFC fights. People all of a sudden want to know. They want to fight you.
That's different. The bar. I mean, I
don't know how it is though when you go to actual main event live because people are still drinking though. So.
Oh yeah. We met a guy, so I've only been to one. I went to John Jones and Anthony Smith last year. It was my first UFC one.
Okay.
And we met a guy, 5 It wasn't even in the main card yet. He was from Canada, and his girlfriend was yelling at him because he was making friends with us. And I can't remember the exact story. He was like, honey, come back. Honey, get over here. Mm. Come meet my new friends. And she's like, She just looked at him with like the death stare and was like, "Get down here." And he was like, gotta go, guys. And he spilt his beer everywhere. So that was the funny guy. But we didn't have any issues like with anybody like trying to fight you. The bars, I can see what you're saying, because everybody thinks they're tough now.
Yeah.
They get crazy and they want to fight you.
They get round up. They're like, oh, yeah, I want to start fighting somebody. Now I know in UFC, so.
Yeah, now I know how to choke someone out.
Exactly.
I just saw him do it, so I tried to do it. So, yeah, no, I get your point. But, no, that UFC Live, like if you like the sport, it's crazy. Because, like, during the fight, the crowd's silent.
Right.
Until someone gets knocked out. But it's like you could literally whistle and the other guy across the thing. Damn. It's weird. And then you get so much excitement from the walkouts and there's 12 fights.
Right.
But, yeah, that was my favorite. That beats football, basketball, all of it.
Oh wow!
I've been to football, I've been to basketball, baseball. Obviously, you just sit in the. That's the game that you sit in the sun for 4 hours. Playoff baseball, that's a different one. They're waving towels.
Yeah,
it's fun. But anyway, you got to check out UFC. But yeah, what so you like the Seahawks? Basketball's back Friday.
Yeah, basketball's back.
Lakers. Are you going? I know you like Kobe. What do you have? Do you like the Lakers, or you just kind of?
No, I love the Lakers. I do. No, I really do. Right now, I don't know if they're having trouble in the bubble. That's what I keep hearing.
They seem to be good.
I don't know what that means. No, they seem to be good. A couple people are like, it's funny because like some people that I'm following, they have like bets on like Dwight Howard and a couple other folks on the team. Like, who's gonna mess up? You know, who's gonna?
Lou Williams. He went to Magic City already. He said he tried to. There we go. I'm getting some chicken wings.
Yeah,
from Magic City.
I don't
Come
know.
on, bro. But I mean, maybe he was.
It must be good. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah. So far they're doing okay. I'm excited, man. I'm just excited to start seeing something on TV. I want things to go back to normal. And I don't know if it will ever be normal, but just to see something live will be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
A little bit of normality. So
yeah. I don't know. It's going to take a while, but yeah. Basketball seems to be doing it right. They've done hundreds of tests and nobody's came back. Baseball is probably shutting down.
Oh, yeah, from what I heard.
They had a couple cancellations last night, some more today. It's not looking good for them, but they wanted everybody to travel. Basketball's got them all locked in the campus.
The campus, right?
That's what they're trying to call it.
Yeah, like the Olympics. You know, you could they call it the village when you're locked in a certain place. So I guess they got like barber shops for them, and they're all like
lounges.
Yeah, they're
you
on
can go
chefs.
to the games.
Yeah,
you can go watch your guys play.
I'm like, man, that's crazy. So I don't know. I'm hoping for something though. It'd be exciting. So yeah.
Yeah, at least MMA has been going.
Yeah, MMA's
that's
been
entertaining at least once a week. They've been having 2 cards a week sometimes though.
There you go. So it seems like they're trying to do it right. So I mean, the stupid virus, man, just keeps going around, or quote unquote virus. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Shoot.
What else, dude? So we got that. I think that's it, man. What else you got? Anything crazy?
Let's see.
How's it been treating you? So how's go back to personal trainer? Is it more difficult with this whole? Do you do a lot of video training sessions?
You know what? I try to video my clients just so I can get the name out there. But you know, I want to try to like motivate other people too. Like, oh, okay, he's working out. I want to come work out too. Yeah. I don't have a lot in my garage, but you come work out with me, you'll get a good workout. You know, come train with me for 5 days, and you'll be
I'll
sore.
die.
Yeah. You'll feel like a train wreck afterwards. I mean, I don't have the in shape, fancy equipment, but I got what you need.
This might be a thing for the podcast. I might be like, all right, next week, I'm going to come over Monday through Friday, and then I'll report back.
Right.
Like, I can't walk. So do you have programs for dudes with bad knees? I can't squat.
Yeah, if you can't squat, then we try to figure something out. You do like
steppers.
You can't squat at all, like any bodyweight squats.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just it's been better.
So I mean, I try to do something. We try to do something. We'll work something out. Like if you have an injury, we'll work around it ahead of time. If you're trying to recover a knee injury or like an elbow injury, then we work it out. And so I do like a lot of resistance bands workouts. A lot of body weight exercises. So I try to do things and
so things you can do from home even. If you don't have equipment.
Stability conditions and workouts for sure. I mean, so I have everything. I try to, even if you're at home and you hit me up on IG, you're like, hey man, I don't know, I'm trying to get a 6-pack. Okay, well this is how I can help you, or whatever the case may be. So I right now my biggest clientele is females, just because I'm very good at it. I mean, my wife, I train her, and so
I always see the videos of her doing the workouts. She's back at it.
Yeah, she's back at it. So I always get hit up, which is amazing. So I'm like, cool, let's go over your goals. Let's what do you want? And of course, it's always the same. But I'm always happy to where they come to me and say, hey, how. I want to get bigger legs or a bigger booty, or I want to just look good for my man. Okay, cool. Let's build you a program.
Do you have a worksheet?
What you mean?
You send them like a goal worksheet and fill it out.
I have like assessment, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I try to do it right, I have an assessment tool. They have to fill it out, and then it outlines everything from your weakest body part to your strongest body part, and then we just assess that. We meet up, we break the ice a little bit, and then we get going.
Yeah.
So and some people do it for 4 weeks, some people do it for 1 week, some people go on for 16 weeks.
I saw a post. I think you posted it, and it was like one of your clients that was 12 weeks.
Okay.
And it looked crazy.
Oh,
it looked kind of like me, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My body type.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to this guy because he did work. He put in 12 weeks of work.
Yeah, no, he did an amazing job.
That would be me because it looked like me, kind of.
Yeah.
So if you go on Josiah's website and go through his story, that looks like me. If you haven't seen me, kind of.
Yeah, he's bald.
He's bald, same body type.
Yeah. No, but he did.
Not going to go further.
Yeah, he
did, put in 12. So 12 weeks.
Yeah, I think it was like 12 weeks. I think he even put in like 14 or 15 weeks. But the 12 week, he did an amazing job. He came to me and was like, "Look, man, this is what he actually saw my shirt. He's like, visualize your success. What does that mean?" I gave him a rundown of the company, told him what I do and how things work, and from there he was like, "Shoot, I'm interested. Where can I sign up?" And from there we just started training together.
Man, shout out to that guy. He did work. Good work, man. If you're listening.
Yeah, I mean, but this is actually with the gyms closing down, I'm able to take advantage of this time.
Yeah,
I mean, even when the gyms were open, but it's a blessing to have people come to me instead of somebody else. But I mean, I still have people come to me and then they go hire somebody else. Yeah, so I try to take it with a grain of salt. So if you're like, "Hey, just I want to change my life, man, yada yada yada. I want to get big arms." Okay, well, hit me up on the business page. We'll go from there. We'll meet up, and then they're all hype. Okay, yeah, for sure. The next they're posting a story with them with a trainer.
Yeah,
and he has 500,000 followers, and I'm like,
how do you do the negative? So that's one thing that I've tried to focus on when I started this podcast. I was like, I'm not going to listen to the negative. There's so many negative people.
Right.
I'll just do whatever to. And I haven't had too many issues, but have you had to deal with a lot of that, or has it kind of been few and far between? It's easy to brush aside.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to brush it aside. Yeah. I mean, it's not well known. Like, hey, VYS sucks,
right.
Whatever. And if it does come across that way, I mean, it's kind of easy to tell.
Right.
And
if
so
it's a personal thing, or if it's just. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, wasn't your client, and they're just trying to slander. Or
exactly. Or like, hey, why are you working out with Josiah? Like.
Right.
Or why don't you come over here and work out with me? Type deal. Yeah. So, or I don't know. I always get some side comments, but I just brush it off because I'm not gonna feed on it. I'm like, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, I think haters, they just want you to bite the bait. You know what I'm saying? So, if you give them some type of inch, if they know that they got you, then it's pretty much over. You know what I'm saying? So you just kind of have to just whatever. I'm
pretty good about ignoring it. I got into it with a guy on Twitter the other day during the fights.
Okay.
And I was joking around, and did you watch the Holloway and Volkanovski fight?
I didn't, man.
So I think it was 3-0 or something like that. And the guy so I put on Twitter, and I was like, it's 4-0 Volkanovski. But clearly it was not.
Right.
And some guy wrote me, and he's like, "Get off Twitter, you clown. Or you need to delete your Twitter, clown." So I'm like, who's this guy? And I clicked on his profile, and his tweet right below that was like, "I miss you. I can't live without you." And it was kind of like a sad. So I retweeted it, and I'm like, "Nah, you need to get off Twitter, bro." Yeah. And then it's bad because that's one of the things. I don't think things through all the way.
Yeah.
I was like, respond negative with negative. I got to stop that.
It's all good.
It's a work in progress.
It's all good. No, so you posted, I want to say last week, the retirement of Antonio Brown and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
What do you think? What are your thoughts on that?
Antonio Brown's 100% trying to come back. He's coming back. I forgot to post it.
Oh, yeah?
2 days later, he's like, pressuring the NFL to review his conduct detrimental to the league. He's already coming back.
Okay.
I think both of them. I think McGregor. I'm hoping because I like McGregor.
Yeah.
Because I watch it for entertainment. That's how I approach all sports. Like,
Yeah.
if they didn't come back, it's not the end of the world.
Right.
But I mean, it's selfish. It's entertainment for
Yeah,
me.
for
So
sure.
I mean, if they're on, I get to watch it. If not, it's not the end of the world. But for McGregor, I want him to come back. I want him to fight Khabib. Khabib's boring to watch. That's why I don't like him. It's not like I don't like him personally. I just don't like to watch his fights.
Right,
Same with Cejudo.
Oh, you know,
Cejudo retired.
St. Pierre.
St. Pierre was. I mean, I didn't really get into it till after that.
He just laid and prayed.
Yeah,
It's like, bro, you are a champion for 5 rounds. You just lay on a guy. It's like, okay, I get it, black belt in jiu-jitsu, but man, get up and fight. Like,
and Usman, a lot of people are saying Usman's the same way, which I don't agree with. Like him and Covington,
yeah,
that was one of the best fights of the year.
Yeah.
I just think he was training for Burns.
Yeah.
Masvidal's a striker. He's like my best bet right now is Stu. So I think if they fight again, it'll be a lot different. Maybe they'll stand and trade, and Masvidal could catch him. But
yeah, you never.
The fight
know.
wasn't great.
I feel like every time anytime there's a rematch, there's more risks involved because it's like you know how that person fights, so you don't like Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Oh, the first fight, it was amazing because Nate Diaz just straight up knocked him out. First off, I love Nate Diaz.
He choked him out.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He did.
Connor tired out.
That's right. You know, shout out to Nate Diaz.
A lot of people said Diaz won both.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. Dude, I think he won both. No joke. It's
There's
just,
a lot.
I mean, Connor just came back more conditioned. He worked on his stand-up game, so he knew what was happening. And again, the risk involved was Nate Diaz doesn't really have that great of self-defense, so his knee was and his leg was getting torn up. So, but if they fight for the third time, I think it would be amazing. So, yeah, that was probably one of the best fights of all time.
Yeah, I went back and watched that. Or no, I went back and watched the Diaz Masvidal one. It was a doctor stoppage.
Okay.
That one was crazy.
Yeah, I love the Diaz brothers. I don't know what happened to Nick, but I think the last fight I saw of him was with St. Pierre, and he lost because St. Pierre again just laid up on him for 5 rounds. So
yeah, so you've been watching longer than I have. I didn't get into it till I've seen a few of those back in the day with BJ Penn, Matt Hughes, and those guys, but I never got into it to really. I think Connor.
Okay.
So I'm pretty new at it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's I love it, man. I wanted to be a UFC fighter. I did boxing for 8 years. I did Muay Thai for 5 years. Jiu-jitsu. Well, I can't even say it. Jiu-jitsu for 6 months. So I tore my meniscus though, and after that, I was like, man, I'm never getting on the mat again.
Yeah.
But I love boxing. My stand-up game is strong. So I mean, I'll go up against Connor.
Yeah.
Give me
that money. Get a little. Just give me
not
$100 grand.
Shoot,
You can have $50 million.
Give me 6 or 8 months to train solid. I would be confident going up against Connor. I'll probably get worked.
Oh man, this was calling out Conor McGregor. Breaking news. If there's ever time for you to respond, Connor, it's right now.
Right now.
Say it out loud. He said it out loud. I didn't. That's why we're here.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm pretty confident.
All right, man. Well, I think. Have you got anything else?
No, I just want to say thank you, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me on this podcast.
No,
this is amazing. This is a blessing.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this. Like I said, maybe I'll have to working out. I'll work out for one day. I go play basketball, and then I'm like, nah, I'm done.
You know?
Wake up sore. I rode the College Hill on a bike. Everybody's like, you can't do that. I'm like, why? It's riding a bike.
Right.
And they were ripping me, and they're like, so I went out and did it. I had to live stream it on my brother's, and he followed me up the hill.
Oh, okay.
I made it all the way up, and
There
then
you
I couldn't walk for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't get sore, though.
Bro, a bike's no joke. I ride the bike every day with my son, and it's no joke, man. I put that resistance on 7, and I go to town.
Yeah.
So, but sometimes I have to put on 3 or 2 going up a hill because I'm like dying.
Yeah. We might have to try this thing out, though. We'll do like a Say It Out Loud VYS week. Or, do you work out in the morning?
I work out. Yeah, right now I am. Around
like 5, 6 a.m.?
No,
not that early. He said, no, not that early.
No, about 7 or 8. So I work out, but if I can't make it, then I'm doing around like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You know, when it's like 110 degrees outside. I like it. For some reason, I don't know. That's what gets me going. Take the pre-workout and just go in the garage and just sweat.
Oh, no. I went and shot around at the park the other day.
Oh, okay.
And it was like 1 p.m.
So you already know. Yeah.
And I ran into Chris Bachman.
Okay.
And he looks at me and he goes, were you at the park the other day at 1 o'clock? I was like, yeah, I was shooting around. He goes, dude, it's 150. You're by yourself. I was running around shooting threes and like going to get the rebound. Yeah. I was dying after like 15.
I love people's reactions. They're like, you realize it's like 112, right? Yeah, it's probably 120 in my garage. That's why
we live here, no? Like if we didn't like the heat, you'd move.
Yeah, for sure. So
It's like the people in cold places. Like it's so cold. I'm like, just try to move. Like, I'm not looking. I love the heat. I grew up here hunting lizards, 120 degrees, 115.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about playing basketball on 15. But I'm gonna probably do it again. I almost went today.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually just saw this movie, documentary, I Am Bolt, with Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
fastest man alive.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, you know, okay, you're looking at me like, yeah.
I went cross-eyed for a minute. I have a lazy eye, bro. It took off.
Yeah, it's inspiring. I mean, dude, he lives in Jamaica. He's running in Jamaica. I mean, it's hot out there. I don't even think it's hot. I think it's humid. Like
I went there from a honeymoon. It's crazy.
Like the camera is like pointed at him, and you can see like the heat waves just bouncing off of him. You're just like, holy cow! It just looks humid. But I mean, it's just another inspiring movie to watch. Like this dude, like
was that a 30 for 30?
No, this is on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called I Am Bolt, and it's a documentary on Usain Bolt and how he is and who he came to be, and running at 9.8.
It's the fastest man.
Gosh, and the way he trains, I can see it. So it's amazing. But anyway, the heat came up in Jamaica, popped in my head, and I was like, oh shoot, Usain Bolt.
Well, you said fastest man alive, and this guy named Pedro popped in my head. So there's a guy we played
okay.
flag football on base.
Okay.
And we're playing, and this guy's probably, I don't know, 5'10", like 250. He's a heavy dude, like pretty big guy. And we're on the 1 yard line, and I throw an interception to this guy. And he takes off, and he was running faster than I've ever seen anybody run before. I'm not even kidding. The guys aren't, because like Stenson, he's fast. Irwin's fast. We got a couple fast dudes on our team. Mm-hmm. And no one could catch him. He was gone. It was I've never seen a human move fast. Not saying he's faster than Usain Bolt.
Right. But
But like I think he was moving like he was scared or something. Like
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like when I ran from the cops one time, and I ran. That's the fastest I've ever run in my life.
Exactly.
When I was like 15. I don't think I run that fast. Well, I definitely can't run that fast now.
Some motivation behind.
But like you're scared. I think this dude was scared of getting his flag pulled.
Yeah.
And getting down. He was as fast as I've ever seen a human. So shout out Pedro.
That's funny.
You're probably not listening either, but if you are, fastest kid alive.
There we go.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Give
you another shout out real quick. Where can they find you? Twitter, Instagram?
You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, as well as go to VYSathletics.com. You can find me on YouTube as well. So, yeah, hit me up.
And is it at VYS Athletics on all of them pretty much?
Yeah, at VYS Athletics on all of them. Yep.
All right, cool. And we'll post a link in our description for this. And thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next week with our quarterback previews. Join us. Fantasy football kicks off soon. Hopefully football happens. And that's it. Thanks.